Hello everyone, my name is Jennifer Steele and I'm the Electronic Resources Librarian here at Mississippi College's Leland Speed Library. And so today for this year's Banned Books Week virtual readout, I'm going to be reading a passage from Harper Lee's classic To Kill a Mockingbird. And the passage that I'm going to be reading from today revolves around the trial of Tom Robinson, a black man who is wrongfully convicted of the rape of a white woman. "You know rape's a capital offense in Alabama," said Atticus. "Yes, sir, but the jury didn't have to give him death. If they wanted to, they could have given him 20 years. "Given," said Atticus. "Tom Robinson's a colored man, Jim. No jury in this part of the world is going to say, 'We think you're guilty, but not very,' on a charge like that. It was either a straight acquittal or nothing." Jim was shaking his head. "I know it's not right, but I can't figure out what's wrong. Maybe rape shouldn't be a capital offense." Atticus dropped his newspaper beside his chair. He said he didn't have any quarrel with the rape statute, none whatever, but he did have deep misgivings when the state asked for and the jury gave a death penalty on purely circumstantial evidence. He glanced at me, saw I was listening, and made it easier. "I mean, before a man is sentenced to death for murder, say, there should be one or two eyewitnesses. Someone should be able to say, 'Yes, I was there and saw him pull the trigger.' But in the absence of eyewitnesses, there's always a doubt, sometimes only the shadow of a doubt. There's always the possibility, no matter how improbable, that he's innocent." "Then it all goes back to the jury, then. We ought to do away with juries," Jim was adamant. Atticus tried hard not to smile, but couldn't help it. This was not good enough for Jim. "No, sir, they ought to do away with juries. He wasn't guilty in the first place, and they said he was. If you had been on that jury, son, and 11 other boys like you, Tom would be a free man," said Atticus. "So far, nothing in your life has interfered with your reasoning process. Those are 12 reasonable men in everyday life, Tom's jury, but you saw something come between them and reason. You saw the same thing that night in front of the jail. When that crew went away, they didn't go as reasonable men. They went because we were there. There's something in our world that makes men lose their heads. They couldn't be fair if they tried. In our courts, when it's a white man's word against a black man's, the white man always wins. They're ugly, but those are the facts of life." "Doesn't make it right," said Jim stolidly. He beat his fist softly on his knee. "You just can't convict a man on evidence like that. You can't. You couldn't, but they could, and did. The older you grow, the more of it you'll see. The one place where a man ought to get a square deal is in a courtroom, be he any color of the rainbow, but people have a way of carrying their resentments right into a jury box. As you grow older, you'll see white men cheat black men every day of your life. But let me tell you something, and don't you forget it. Whenever a white man does that to a black man, no matter who he is, how rich he is, or how fine a family he comes from, that white man is trash." Thank you for supporting Banned Books Week and the fight against censorship.